Dear spectators of the human tragedy. Ah, the sweet sting of absence. It hits like a cold blade in the night, doesn't it? One moment, they're here, filling the air with their laughter, their strength, their presence. The next, they're gone, like smoke in the wind, leaving behind the hollow space that echoes with the memories of what once was. The initial shock is a gut punch, a moment suspended in time where reality shatters, and the heart sinks into an abyss of disbelief. You stand there, frozen, caught in the web of your own thoughts, grappling with the silence that has replaced their voice. And in that silence, oh, the lament begins, an overwhelming tide of sorrow that washes over everyone left behind. It's a collective mourning, a symphony of grief that reverberates through the streets, through the very fabric of the community. Each tear shed is a testament to their impact, their essence. They may be gone, but the weight of their absence hangs heavy in the air, a constant reminder of the void they carved. And like a dark cloud, this sorrow lingers, casting shadows over every joy, every smile. How can one dance when the music has ceased? But let's talk about echoes, shall we? The echoes of laughter now twisted into whispers of regret. Memories bounce off the walls of your mind, haunting you, taunting you. They are the ghosts of what could have been, and they won't let you forget. You hear their voice in the rustle of leaves, see their smile in the flicker of candlelight. Every corner you turn feels like a reminder of a life interrupted, a story left unfinished. The echoes are relentless, gnawing at your soul, begging you to confront the reality of loss. Absence is a thief, robbing you of the future you thought you had. It leaves you stranded in a wasteland of what-ifs and could-have-beens. You start to question everything, the choices made, the paths taken. What would they say if they could see you now, sitting in this silence, drowning in despair? Would they laugh? Would they weep? Or would they simply shake their heads, disappointed in the way power has twisted the very fabric of your being? Power, that intoxicating elixir, can easily become a poison when wielded without respect. It blinds you to the truth, wraps you in a shroud of pride that clouds your vision. You think you hold all the cards, but what a naive illusion that is. Control slips through your fingers like sand, leaving you with nothing but the bitter taste of regret. The very strength you once took pride in becomes a chain, binding you to the past, shackling you to the memories that refuse to fade. In the end, what remains? Just the echo of someone who could have been great, reduced to a whisper carried away by the wind. So, let this be a lesson, a dark truth that gnaws at the edges of your consciousness. Absence teaches you that power without empathy is a treacherous road, leading to a destination cloaked in shadows. You may stand tall, cast in the light of your own making, but remember, the darkness is always lurking, always waiting for the moment you falter. And in that moment of weakness, the echoes will come rushing back, reminding you of the void carved by your choices, a void that will resonate long after you're gone. Ah, the seductive allure of power, an intoxicating dance upon the precipice of oblivion. You think you wield it like a sword, sharp and gleaming, ready to cut down any who dare oppose you. Yet, beneath the sheen of authority lies a truth darker than the night, that power is a double-edged blade, and it slices through the very fabric of your soul. You stand as a puppet master, strings in hand, but what of the lives you snip and sever in your relentless pursuit? Each cut creates a ripple, an unseen wave of consequences that crashes upon the shores of those left behind. Consider the lives you've shaped, molded to fit your desires, your whims. You have been a sculptor, chiseling away at the marble of existence, yet what remains when the dust settles? There's a haunting quality to influence, a shadow that stretches far beyond your reach. For every smile you've forced, every victory you've claimed, there lies a cost, a price paid in the currency of trust, love, and loyalty. And when the weight of your choices finally bears down, will you still stand tall, or will you crumble under the burden of your own making? Ah, pride, the blinding fog that cloaks your judgment, turning reason into a distant memory. You parade your strength, strutting like a peacock, convinced that you are untouchable. But every fortress has its cracks, and every king must reckon with the ghosts of his past. In your quest for dominance, you ignore the whispers of those who once stood beside you, their voices now drowned in the cacophony of your ambition. You forget that real power is not born of fear, but of respect, a lesson lost on the souls who wield authority without conscience. And then comes the reckoning, the harsh truth that power is a fleeting shadow, an illusion that crumbles when faced with the light of reality. You may believe you control the game, but in truth, it is you who are ensnared, shackled by the very chains you forged. The thrill of the chase fades, and all that remains is the echo of a life lived in the pursuit of dominance. You mistake your influence for permanence, but like sands through an hourglass, it slips away, leaving nothing but a hollow shell of ambition. How ironic, isn't it? You stand at the pinnacle, gazing down upon the world you've conquered, but the view is tainted by the loneliness that accompanies such heights. In the end, strength and solitude dance a grim waltz, hand in hand. You exchange companionship for power, and in that exchange, you become a ghost, a specter haunting the very halls you once ruled. Your kingdom, built on the ashes of others, crumbles into dust, and you are left to wander its ruins, haunted by the memories of lives you've altered, paths you've skewed. Yet, let this serve as a mirror, reflecting the darkness that lies within your choices. A chance to confront the shadows that linger, those echoes that taunt you in the silence. The departed may have been mere pawns in your game, but their absence reverberates, a testament to the fragility of the lives you've touched. You think you are invincible, but time, oh time, is a ruthless judge. It will unveil the truths you hide, the consequences you've tried to ignore, and in that unveiling, it will lay bare the weight of your legacy. So, embrace the darkness, for it is within that solitude you may find the clarity you seek. The power you so desperately crave can be both your greatest ally and your most formidable foe. Learn to navigate the shadows, to wield them not as a weapon against others, but as a means of understanding the intricate tapestry of lives intertwined with your own. Only then can you begin to grasp the true essence of strength, not in the control you exert, but in the connections you forge, the hearts you touch, and the echoes you leave behind. In the somber echoes of your choices, a chilling reality unfolds. Each decision, a stone cast into the still waters of existence, sends ripples that reach far beyond your comprehension. You think of yourself as a master of fate, yet every action carries the weight of consequence, and the threads of lives intertwined with yours fray and tangle in the aftermath of your whims. The world around you is a vast tapestry, and with every stroke of your hand, you alter the pattern, often for the worse. Consider the ripple effect of your choices. One moment of folly, a cruel jest, a careless word can shatter the fragile glass of another's dreams. You stand at the center, reveling in your perceived power, but as the shards scatter, do you pause to contemplate the pain you've inflicted? Each decision is a stone, a reminder of the fragility of human connections. The laughter you silenced, the hopes you crushed, these are not mere echoes of the past. They are the haunting wails of a future you have altered irreparably. The interconnectedness of lives, like strands of a spider's web, delicate yet strong, each thread relies on another for support. When you sever those threads, you don't just create a void, you unleash chaos. Relationships unravel, trust evaporates, and what remains is a landscape of desolation. You may revel in your solitude, but remember, every time you isolate yourself, you cast a shadow on those who once stood in your light. Their struggles become your own, for your choices are the architects of their suffering, an unwanted inheritance. And so, the internal struggle begins, a cacophony of regret, a tempest that brews within the hollow chambers of the heart. How often do you find yourself lost in the labyrinth of what could have been? The faces of those you've wronged flash before your eyes like fleeting specters, each one a reminder of the paths you have chosen. You may wear the mask of indifference, but beneath it lies a heart burdened with the weight of sorrow, an ache that gnaws at your very essence. Regret is a relentless companion, a shadow that follows you into the darkest corners of your mind. It whispers sweetly, taunting you with the choices you did not make, the lives you did not touch. It stirs the embers of your conscience, igniting a fire that burns with the intensity of 1,000 suns. You are both the architect of your own demise and the prisoner of your past, and as you navigate this treacherous terrain, the specters of your choices loom like phantoms, demanding acknowledgement. But in this darkness, in the depths of your solitude, there lies a flicker of hope, a chance to confront the ghosts that haunt you. A reckoning awaits, a moment to face the echoes of your decisions and the lives they have shaped. It is not enough to dwell in the shadows, you must summon the courage to emerge from the depths, to seek redemption in the ashes of your past. Only then can you begin to rewrite the narrative, to transform the pain of regret into a powerful catalyst for change. So, as you stand amidst the ruins of your own making, remember this: the choices you make today ripple through time, etching their mark on the hearts of those around you. Embrace the darkness, yes, but do not let it consume you. Use it as a forge, a crucible in which your understanding of the world can be tempered and reshaped. From the void you've carved, let new connections rise, let bridges be rebuilt, and let the echoes of your past serve as a guide toward a future where your choices no longer haunt but heal. In the end, it is the legacy of your choices that will echo through eternity, a testament to the lives you've touched, for better or for worse. Choose wisely, for the ripples you create will define not just your own existence but the very fabric of those who remain. In the deep shadows of your solitude, a strange strength begins to take form, a resilience forged in the fire of abandonment, tempered by the cold grasp of silence. Imagine, if you will, a solitary figure standing at the edge of an abyss, the darkness swirling like a tempest around them. Here lies the paradox: in isolation, one can find the power to rise, to reclaim what was lost, to transform pain into purpose. This emptiness, this vast expanse of nothingness, becomes a canvas upon which the soul paints its most profound truths. Embracing solitude is not a surrender, it is a declaration of independence. It is in these moments of quiet reflection that the shadows whisper secrets, urging you to confront the very essence of who you are. Here, in the stillness, you uncover the strength that lies hidden beneath layers of despair. The solitude that once felt like a shackle now transforms into a weapon, sharp and unwavering. You learn to dance with your darkness, to navigate the labyrinth of your own mind with a newfound purpose. Yet, the shadows are not to be feared, they are to be embraced. Each dark corner of your psyche holds a lesson, a revelation waiting to be unearthed. The absence of others does not equate to weakness, rather, it cultivates an understanding that is both profound and unsettling. It is in this darkness that you learn the truth about yourself, a fierce warrior, not defined by the chaos of the past, but by the strength to rise from it. You become the master of your own fate, wielding power not as a tyrant, but as a sovereign of your own heart. As you navigate this internal battlefield, you begin to see the world through a different lens. The pain that once confined you morphs into clarity, illuminating the intricate web of relationships that you once took for granted. You recognize that each connection, no matter how fleeting, has contributed to the tapestry of your existence. The void carved by the absence of others becomes a space for reflection, a reminder of the fragility of life and the beauty found in vulnerability. In this metamorphosis, new perspectives are born. The lessons learned in solitude are like seeds planted in the fertile ground of your heart, waiting to blossom into something extraordinary. You discover that your suffering is not in vain, it serves as a bridge to understanding the struggles of others. The echoes of your past resonate with a haunting melody, and from this dissonance, a symphony of empathy emerges. You become a vessel for transformation, using your experiences to uplift those who linger in the shadows. But beware, for strength can be a double-edged sword. The deeper you delve into this newfound power, the more you must confront the loneliness that accompanies it. The irony lies in the fact that the very strength you cultivate can isolate you further, creating a chasm between you and those who once shared your light. It is a delicate balance, a tightrope walk between embracing your solitude and reaching out to others. In this dance, you must remain vigilant, for the allure of isolation can be intoxicating. And yet, the burden of legacy weighs heavy upon you. Each choice, each moment of solitude, shapes not only your destiny but the destinies of those who remain. The shadows of your past will always linger, whispering tales of both triumph and tragedy. To carry the weight of this legacy is to acknowledge the responsibility that comes with power. You are not merely a spectator in your life, you are the architect of your own narrative. So, as you stand amidst the remnants of your choices, remember this: solitude is not your enemy, it is your crucible. From it, you can emerge reborn, wielding the strength you forged in the fires of your past. Allow the darkness to guide you, to teach you, and to empower you. Use it to bridge the gaps created by absence, to mend the frayed threads of connection. In the end, it is through embracing both your solitude and your strength that you will carve a legacy worth leaving behind, a legacy that echoes through the hearts of those who remain, not as a void, but as a testament to resilience and transformation. In the dim light of a fractured world, where shadows loom large and silence screams louder than words, the irony of power unfolds like a morbid flower. Power, that alluring mistress, often whispers sweet nothings, promising strength and dominion over all that breathes. Yet, beneath her seductive facade lies a truth as cold and unyielding as the steel of a dagger. Strength, my dear audience, is frequently a mask, concealing the gnawing loneliness that festers in the hearts of those who wield it. Picture the ruler, perched high upon their throne, a crown heavy with expectation resting upon their brow. They command armies, they dictate destinies, and yet, in the echoing chambers of their court, they stand alone, surrounded by sycophants who wear smiles like masks. Each cheer, each accolade, rings hollow, a mere echo of what once was. The walls close in, and the weight of their own legacy becomes a shackle, binding them tighter with every passing moment. In their quest for supremacy, they have forsaken the warmth of genuine connection, trading it for the cold comfort of isolation. But it is not just the rulers who suffer, it is the very fabric of society that feels the strain. Those left in the wake of ambition find themselves grappling with a profound emptiness, a void that stretches like an unending chasm. The burden of legacy becomes a heavy cloak, draping over the shoulders of the innocent, the unassuming. The choices of one resonate through the lives of many, sending ripples that transform into waves of despair. What is power if not a cruel joke, played at the expense of those who dare to care? As the powerful tread their path, they often mistake control for strength. They believe they hold the reins, that they can dictate the course of fate. Yet, in their blind pride, they forget the fickle nature of power. It is a flame that burns bright but consumes all in its path. The moment they let their guard down, the very foundation they built crumbles, revealing the true cost of their reign. The illusion of control shatters, scattering like ash in the wind, and they are left standing amidst the ruins of their ambition, grappling with the haunting echoes of their choices. Loneliness is an insidious companion, lurking in the corners of their mind, whispering reminders of what they have sacrificed. It taunts them with the realization that every act of dominance has sown seeds of resentment and alienation. Each conquest etched into the annals of their legacy carries the weight of lives disrupted, dreams shattered, and hearts left to bleed in silence. The burden grows heavier with every passing day, a constant reminder that power, when unchecked, begets a cycle of absence that reverberates through time. But let us not dwell solely on the sorrow, for in this darkness lies a lesson, a twisted form of justice that time reveals. The very strength that once felt invincible becomes a mirror, reflecting the fragile nature of human connection. In the end, it is the bonds we forge, the empathy we extend, and the love we nurture that shape our legacies, not the iron fist or the cold glare of authority. As the echoes of the past linger in the air like a ghostly refrain, we must confront the truth that power without compassion is a hollow victory. The chains we forge in pursuit of dominance will one day bind us, and the silence left by our choices will be the echoes that greet us in our solitude. So, as you navigate the treacherous waters of ambition and desire, remember this: strength is not found in domination but in the ability to connect, to understand, and to rise from the ashes of our own making. In this dance with darkness, let the lessons of solitude guide you. Embrace the shadows, for they hold the keys to your redemption. Recognize the weight of your legacy, and wield your power wisely, for it is not merely a tool of control but a gift to be shared. In the end, It is through the bonds we create and the empathy we foster that we can disrupt the cycle of loneliness and carve a path worth walking, a path that transforms the echoes of absence into a symphony of resilience. In the haunting stillness of a world left shattered, the memories linger like ghosts, weaving through the fabric of our existence. Each recollection is a whisper, a fleeting shadow that dances at the edge of our consciousness. They remind us of what was lost, the laughter that once filled the air, the warmth of a touch now extinguished. This is the legacy of absence, a tapestry woven with threads of sorrow and regret, where every thread is a life touched, a heart fractured. As we wander through this desolate landscape, the echoes of those we have lost resonate loudly in the corridors of our minds. They are the haunting notes of a forgotten melody, reverberating in the silence that now defines our lives. It is in this silence where the true weight of loss resides, pressing down like a leaden shroud, stifling the breath of hope. No one speaks of the void left behind, yet it screams in our hearts, demanding recognition. We are left to confront the shadows of our past, the haunting legacy of choices made and unmade. Memories, my dear audience, are a double-edged sword. They can warm the soul or chill it to the bone. They remind us of love, but also of betrayal, of bonds that once flourished now choked by the vines of neglect. Each moment spent in their presence is a bittersweet reminder of joy now turned to ash. We cling to these memories as if they are lifelines, yet in doing so, we may unwittingly bind ourselves to our own grief. The past becomes a prison, and we, the unwilling captives, replay the moments of what could have been, forever haunted by the specter of absence. In the echoing silence left behind, we must confront the ghosts of our actions, those we left behind, those we chose to ignore. The weight of unresolved feelings settles heavily upon our shoulders, an anchor dragging us into the depths of despair. Each unresolved conflict, each unspoken word becomes a phantom that lurks in the corners of our minds, waiting for a moment of vulnerability to strike. We are forced to face the uncomfortable truth. Our choices ripple through the lives of others, creating waves of consequence we may never fully comprehend. But in this confrontation lies an opportunity, a chance to rise from the ashes of our own making. It is an invitation to embrace the shadows, to venture into the darkness that we often fear. For it is in solitude that we discover the strength to confront our own demons. The absence of others can foster a resilience that is both profound and transformative. Alone, we learn to grapple with our pain, to understand the complexity of our emotions, and to find a flicker of light amidst the encroaching darkness. In this journey through grief, we must acknowledge the paradox of our existence. The very memories that haunt us can also guide us toward healing. They urge us to confront our regrets, to seek forgiveness, not just from others, but from ourselves. It is a path fraught with discomfort, yet it is also a path of liberation. By facing the ghosts that linger, we free ourselves from the shackles of the past and step into the possibility of redemption. The echoes of absence may be haunting, but they also serve as a reminder of the connections we once cherished. They compel us to look beyond our own pain and recognize the impact we have on others. In this recognition, we find the seeds of empathy, the threads that can weave us back together. The silence left in the wake of departure is not just an ending, it is a call to reflection, a challenge to examine the relationships we have neglected and the love we have withheld. So, as the echoes of those we have lost continue to reverberate through the chambers of our hearts, let us not shy away from their presence. Instead, let us confront them with courage. The haunting legacy of absence can be a catalyst for change, a powerful impetus to rebuild from the ground up. In honoring those echoes, we create space for healing, for growth, and for a profound understanding of what it means to truly connect with one another. In the end, it is through this confrontation that we can transform our pain into purpose. The ghosts of our past do not have to remain shackles, they can become the guiding stars that illuminate our path forward. So, embrace the shadows, for in their depths lie the keys to not only your strength but to a future where the echoes of absence are transformed into a symphony of resilience and connection. In the aftermath of absence, we stand on the precipice of an uncomfortable truth, a reckoning with the silence that once echoed with laughter and life. Each shadow that looms is a reminder, a specter of what we have neglected, what we have willfully ignored. It whispers in the stillness, urging us to confront the voids we have carved in our wake. This is the dark irony of power. We wield it like a sword, slicing through relationships, yet fail to see the blood it leaves behind. The reality is stark. Every choice we make sends ripples through the fabric of existence. A careless word, a fleeting glance, an unfulfilled promise, they all create vacuums, pulling at the threads that bind us to one another. The echoes of our actions reverberate, shaping destinies we may never fully grasp. And yet, we walk blind, too proud to acknowledge the chaos we leave in our wake. Pride, my friends, is a veil that obscures the truth. It turns a blind eye to the pain we inflict, the connections we sever, leaving us isolated in our own arrogance. But let me tell you this, solitude is a double-edged sword. In our quest for power, we often find ourselves standing alone, the weight of our decisions pressing down like a heavy cloak. The irony is brutal. Strength can become our greatest prison. We wear our pride like armor, yet beneath it lies an aching loneliness that gnaws at our souls. We think we control the narrative, that our influence shapes the world around us, but in reality, we are merely players in a game far larger than ourselves. The legacy of our choices is a burden we cannot escape. Every decision becomes a thread woven into the tapestry of collective existence, each one pulling at the fabric of those entwined with us. The interconnectedness of our lives is a delicate web, and when one strand snaps, the entire structure threatens to crumble. We cannot ignore the consequences any longer. They haunt us, demanding our attention. Regret is a shadow that follows closely, a relentless reminder of the paths not taken. It creeps in during moments of solitude, whispering doubts that echo louder than any triumph. It is the ghost of what could have been, a constant ache that lingers like a phantom limb. Yet, in this struggle lies the opportunity for reflection, for growth. We must confront our past choices, not to dwell in sorrow, but to awaken from the stupor of neglect. The uncomfortable truth we must face is this: our actions matter. The connections we forge, or fail to forge, ripple through the lives of others. It is time to look beyond ourselves, to recognize the voids we create and the lives we impact. In the quiet moments, when the world feels heavy, we must remember that our strength does not lie in isolation, but in the bonds we nurture. Let this be a call to reflection. Embrace the unease, the gnawing guilt that surfaces when we consider those we have left behind. Each moment of neglect compounds the silence, compounding the weight of absence. But from this weight, we can find the strength to rebuild. As we confront our own shortcomings, we must also acknowledge the importance of connection. It is in the shared experiences, the laughter, the tears, and the unspoken words that we find the true essence of our humanity. In recognizing the value of relationships, we can begin to mend the fractures we have allowed to widen. So, let us not turn away from the voids we have created. Instead, let's gather the fragments of our shattered connections and build anew. It is in this journey of healing that we find resilience, a strength born from the ashes of our own making. Embrace the shadows, for they hold the keys to understanding. In acknowledging the absence, we honor the connections once cherished and lay the groundwork for a future where echoes transform into symphonies of resilience. The darkness is not our enemy, it is a canvas upon which we can paint our redemption. So, rise from the void, confront the uncomfortable truths, and reclaim the power of connection. The time for reflection is now. Let the echoes guide you toward a stronger tomorrow. Embrace the shadows and let them fuel your fire. If you believe that even the darkest paths can lead to strength and resilience, share this message. Leave a comment on how confronting your own voids has shaped your journey, and subscribe for more unfiltered truths that cut to the core of our existence. Remember, it's in the chaos that we find our true selves. Let the echoes of the past guide your rise to power. The time for reckoning is now. Are you ready to reclaim your narrative?